fellow YouTubers and various fan bots of the internet I am part of the 90s, we're still playing Depression Quest because this is, I think it's interesting. I hope other people do too. So yeah, we're not feeling too hot tonight, so we called our brother Malcolm. But I read a little bit ahead accidentally. You reach for your phone to call your brother Malcolm, the member of your family who you feel has always understood you best. He always looked out for you when you two were kids, and although you don't see each other much anymore, you're still close with him. The phone rings 3 times before his wife Karen picks up, and she tells you he's away on business right now. You redial his cell phone and go straight to voicemail. Feeling defeated, you hang up and lay in bed. Thoughts gnawing at you as you do. I tried to click on call girlfriend Alex, but I messed up, and I can't remember how to go back. You feel selfish for trying to reach out to him while he's busy in the first place. He's always so busy, and he's an important person to do to so many people. You, on the other hand, are lying in your bed in a crappy apartment feeling sorry for yourself. Thoughts turn to how if you were to just vanish, you feel like no one would notice for days, and when you did, there wouldn't be too many negative consequences for anyone. You're not in charge of anything important, you're distant from your friends, and so who would even notice? Your thoughts are interrupted by your phone ringing next to your head. It's Malcolm. Hey kiddo, I'm sorry I missed your call. I was in a tunnel on the way back to my hotel. How's it going? He enthusiastically greets you. Oh, I'm so glad he called back. Through a series of exchanges between the two of you, you end up actually opening up to your brother about your condition and how you've been dealing with it. To your surprise, he's known for a while, but was unsure of how to approach you. He wanted to give you space to figure it out, and didn't want to put more stress on you than your parents do. On you, the way your parents do. The two of you talk on the phone for a good long time, and he proved himself to be an excellent listener and very skilled at finding the perfect times to lighten the mood with a joke or seeming like he's making fun of you. Without seeming like he's making fun of you or doesn't take your feelings seriously. He reminds you that you can call him any time that you need to let off steam. You say your goodbyes and you find that even though you ended up in tears 1 or 2 times in explaining things, the whole conversation had done a lot to get you into a better headspace. You feel a little less alone knowing that you have an ally in dealing with your illness to Malcolm. That's nice. Uh-oh. Well, that's just... No. I thought that was ibuprofen, but... It's like ibuprofen. It is an utterly nondescript Wednesday afternoon. The type of afternoon that would completely fade from memory unless one made an active effort to preserve it. As has become routine on Wednesdays, you are sitting in the couch in Dr. Melville's office. To your mild surprise, she begins the session by breaking her characteristic therapist's silence and begins speaking up right away. I want to start by saying I think it's great that you decided to come see me. It's an incredibly important first step, she begins. I want to take some time today to talk to you about the possibility of supplementing or substituting your treatment with medication. The mention of medication makes your ears perk up and you feel your heart rate increasing. She continues. Many people find adding a pharmacological element. I can say pharmacological, but I can't say element. To their treatment to be very helpful, and some even prefer to take drugs, completely eliminating their need to visit a therapist at all, providing you rely on your support network and are still reaching out to people. I'd prefer if we kept talking, should you choose to start medication, so that I can monitor your progress and adjust as needed, but the choice is ultimately yours. I just want to run the option by you to gauge your thoughts on the matter might be. What your thoughts on the matter might be. Dr. Melville has just given you a lot to think about. What do you do? I don't trust medication. I've done some research into it, and this is a really tough choice. Man. Okay. You're sticking with therapy. You better stay in therapy, sir. Or madame. I'm not sure who I'm playing. I guess I should be playing myself, but... The mere mention of medication makes you stiffen uneasily. It was hard enough for you to work up the nerves to start coming to therapy, but the thought of introducing into the equation drugs that literally alter the chemicals in your brain totally freaks you out. You may feel somewhat honor-bound to manage to keep up with your therapy, but you draw the line at ingesting any sort of chemical that you can't buy at a liquor store. See, I don't feel honor-bound. Just go to therapy because it's good for you, man. It's obviously doing you good. It's a Wednesday evening and you're visiting at your parents' house for a holiday. It's one of the handful of times during the year that you drive out to visit your old hometown and you've seen random people that you got into school with around town. Whenever bumping into them, the usual short versions of what you've done since graduating are exchanged. You've gone through a few of these today and you've been feeling very aware of how much you feel you haven't accomplished. When you were in high school, you had much larger plans and you feel like you failed to manifest most of them. Even if you had managed to, you've largely lost interest in what you thought you wanted to do growing up. Now you're not really sure what you want to do, and you felt like you're lacking the ambition or drive to figure it out. Everyone you caught up with seems so much happier than you, like they've gotten their lives all figured out, and you've kind of been feeling like a failure by comparison. Brother Malcolm arrives with his wife in tow shortly after you all sit down to dinner. He's been traveling for his job lately, and you haven't seen him since the day he picked you up from the dentist. Your parents haven't seen him since before then. During dinner, they all catch up and Malcolm talks about the amazing things he's done on the road. Your mother turns to you and asks what you've been up to since you've seen them last. Oh, well, same old, you say, nothing really new going on. Your mother makes a face. Oh, nothing new? How long are you planning on staying at that job of yours? What do you say? And it's the thing about moms, they have the best in mind, but they can be incredibly rude. Just be honest. Actually, you start sheepishly. I'm not really sure what I want to do right now. Your mom puts down her fork. So what, you're planning on living the way you do for the rest of your life? How would you afford a house with that kind of paycheck? What about kids? Your father interrupts, lightly placing a hand over your mother's. It's okay, Linda. Let the kids be what they are. There's nothing wrong with not knowing what you want to do in your 20s. I didn't get into construction until I was nearly 40. Your mother looks across the table at you, unsatisfied with her husband's reasoning. I don't think it's normal for someone at that age to not have a path. You need to think hard about it or you'll never make anything of yourself. Mom, come on, Malcolm interjects. This emotionally exhausts you. Yeah. You want to tell her that you're thinking hard, and that not knowing what you're doing with yourself bothers you more than it could ever bother her. But sometimes it feels like you're lost in the woods, and that if you were to drop dead in your apartment, the world wouldn't notice. You want to make her understand that more often than not, you feel like an alien, like there isn't anywhere in this world that feels like a place where you belong. And you have no idea how to fix it or what to do. You wish you could find the words so she would understand that being looked down on for this kills you, and drives home the feeling of being a total outsider. Instead, you get very quiet for the rest of the meal while your mind goes numb. Everything inside you feels exhausted. Yeah, know that feel. It's a rainy night. You're hurrying through the rain to Alex's apartment at her behest. Though your pace is quick, the rain is steadily soaking up your pant legs as you traverse the town, and it's darkening on your already poor mood. The call came while you were at home after a day of dealing with abnormally frustrating people. You spent the afternoon trying to unwind and get some work on your project done. Alex called and interrupted one of you trying to make progress, get frustrated at not making progress, have a harder time making progress due to frustration, repeat loops, and you haven't fully shaken off the feelings of being annoyed with yourself from it yet. You knock on her door, and the third knock hear her voice call from further in the apartment to come on in. As you cross the threshold, dripping water all the way, you notice that the lights are turned down very low in the apartment. You sweat to navigate as you clutch on your damp umbrella, but end up hitting your shin on a side table, mumbling a profanity under your breath. You barely make out Alex emerging from the hallway, clad in what looks like a robe with bare skin of her legs peering underneath. Why don't you come in and warm up? She asks in her designated, slightly cheesy, sexy voice. Oh, I didn't do that correctly. After a beat of silence, she states more naturally, My roommates are out of town this weekend, so I thought it would be nice to have a little fun while they're away. You appreciate her affection, but you're too wrapped up in your own negative feedback loops to be in the mood right now. What do you do? Dang it. Okay. We'll see how this goes next time. Bye-bye.